Doing the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Cal will be with us here in just a minute.
Yeah.
A little sneak peek of what we're doing today.
Just hang on. It's Monday.
It is. And as they say, it comes in threes, Odie. We start this one. Yeah, I know she's gotten elderly, but I just wasn't expecting it. Is Loretta Swift from MASH, Hot Lips Houlihan, passed away over the weekend. She was 87. Can you believe that?
You know what that means? We're getting old.
Hush, hush. But remind me, now she knew Frank was married, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I was
been
trying
home
to.
in a year. Neither one of them would.
And then wasn't there another one that took Frank? Who was before Frank? There was two of them, wasn't it, that kind of dated her? If y'all remember back, it was Frank and one other one that was even
I thought
more sissified than him that wanted to find
the
one.
bald-headed one.
Yeah.
I thought he was before Frank, wasn't he?
He could have been before Frank. It was two of them. And I can see his face, but Burns? Was that his name, Burns?
Golly. Boy, you're making my memory bank go way back.
Where are all my MASH folks here?
It's been a long time since that last.
Let's see what we get here. Cast of MASH. Yeah, Major Charles E. Yeah, that was him. Frank Burns, and then this guy, David. What part did he play?
Major Charles something.
Yeah, but what part did he play?
He was a doctor.
Yeah. But I'm saying, what was his character's name? It was Charles what, though?
Oh, I don't know. Emerson?
Charles E., maybe so, but...
Charles Emerson.
Winchester.
Yeah, Charles Emerson Winchester the Third.
Look at everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knew it there, and I was stumbling to find that, but...
Wayne had it right off.
Boy, going back down memory lane on that. But if you'll remember, this one here, he was just really...
Yeah.
Whooped, I guess is the word for her love. Yeah.
There you go.
BJ and then picked on him all the time. But still, ironically, one of the biggest shows that ever existed, MASH. And, of course, having still, to date, the largest audience of a show, the finale, ever.
That was huge.
You're right, Angie. Charles Emerson Winchester III, as he would put it. And he would smell the champagne and know where it come from. Boy, am I glad I'm not caught in a world like that. I know that there's a lot of wine tasters that really like that, but you know, I've had one glass of wine in my life, and somebody gave it to us as a wedding gift when we got married in Nashville, and it was waiting in the room. No, or was it champagne?
That was probably champagne.
Yeah, it was awful. Y'all don't drink that stuff. I took a sip and had to put it down, and I asked for a Coke with no ice.
Yeah, I don't like champagne. I like a wine. I'm not one of those I couldn't sniff the cork and tell you where it come from.
No, I don't know any of it there.
Yeah. Give me a sweet wine and I'm good.
Yep. I don't. Again, I'm duh when it comes to that entire subject. I don't know nothing about nothing. But I can tell you the finer facts of Dr. Pepper and things of that nature. I know those things.
Nice Coca-Cola. Yeah.
As I said, it comes in threes. And again, this show, when they chunked a piano for entertainment in this little town that used to be a TV show when we didn't have many channels, I thought, I'll never watch you again, and I didn't.
I never watched that to begin with.
It was called Northern Exposure, and it was kind of like watching a Buick rust in Tumsupa. That is the best way to describe that.
All right, I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah. A lady that was on there, she was also in Desperate Housewives, Valerie McAfee. Did I say it close?
This looks right.
She's passed away at the age of 71. Condolences to her family as we found out about it. This one, as we said, it comes in threes. I didn't expect this. Did you ever watch Boardwalk Empire?
Never saw it.
Boy, if you like mob movies and things of that nature.
I might have to go look with the name, just didn't.
Do you remember the guy that was in Con Air that they kept in the cage as the bad guy? He is the main character. And let me tell you, when he sees something he wants, he gets it. Like he liked his girlfriend. Well, that guy no longer existed, so she was open to dating him.
Gotcha.
Nuki was his name. I've never heard of a mobster named Nuki before.
Right.
True.
But it was good.
You got to be a mean one to have a name like that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like being named Sue.
Yeah, right.
Sue.
Right.
You got to be tough or dumb.
Yeah, I was going to say something about the Northern Exposure. That TV show came on when I was growing up after school. That was kind of one of those things. You got home.
It was on?
And it was on. And, yeah, it was just, it was all you had to watch. So you watched it. So
you watched what you could.
But did I compare it pretty good to
No, you
like
are. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was very slow-paced and just no real excitement.
Had this guy that wore a green army jacket that was like on the radio, and he was as entertaining as some that are out there now trying to do it.
And I was trying to remember some stuff he played in, looking back, because I mean he was a fairly big actor, but yeah, it was rough.
And then Angie used to watch, and y'all forgive me, I'm stepping off. Oh, that guy's name that passed away was David Hargis.
Okay.
He was the one of the bad guys on there. Great actor. He was good. 41 years old though. Died of cancer. But what was the show where the guy owned? Angie used to watch it all the time. It involved this woman who dated a guy that owned a restaurant. And he wore a ball cap, wore it backwards, the same cap for like 19 years, and had to suffer through. Yeah, it impressed me. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember what it was, but that's the headlines on that. Also, now this is shocking that this would happen. I didn't think that I would. John Corbin was the guy's name.
Okay.
You're talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
Gilmore Girls. That's it.
Yep. There you go.
And that show was not a man show.
No.
I think a lot of ladies loved it, but guy with ball cap turned backwards just done nothing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That one was. That one showed up in my house a couple of times with 3 women living there. So
it's gonna happen. Isn't it?
I ran across it a couple of times.
Well, we ain't getting into the ER shows.
I couldn't get into that neither.
But this is surprising that in our lifetime that we would see this. I didn't. One of the Charles Manson followers, who has been in jail all of her life, has been put up for parole this time.
Really?
Patricia Krenwinkel, I believe she's 77 now. The governor of California denied her first time in 22, but she's back up for it again. Will it happen? It doesn't. Just because you're up for parole doesn't mean you'll get it. But it is up for consideration. And Lord, if you've ever gone back and watched any of that, what happened to that Tate girl, you would go, there's no way this woman should get out.
That's correct. Yep.
So that's some headline shaping across there. Boulder, I talked about this a minute ago. Boulder, Colorado over the weekend. Did you see this guy with a homemade flamethrower who attacked? There's 8 people in critical condition.
So my sister mentioned something about that. That was that was rough.
And he is an illegal immigrant in the United States that has attacked people on our soil. This goes to show what the theme has been all along of deporting people that are dangerous to our society, and that's where we are on that.
That's terrible.
So I thought that was worth mentioning once again there as we do this. There were advocates for Israel that were there. They were peaceful, were not harming anybody. 8 of them injured dramatically at this point there. So what'd you do this weekend, Odie? You hadn't said a word.
We went to, it was a double. We went to the trailer hood down there at Dark's RV where we do our summer and saw our
Somebody thought there was supposed to be a raid. You need to be careful how you do that.
Yeah. So all of them, good morning to everybody down there. And Victoria and Tyson had their wedding party, whatever you want to call it. So we went down there for that, and then got to see the grandbaby again. So that was my weekend. Me and Amy spent the day at the beach and then the day with the grandkid. Got to hold him. Of course, that's all he does now is eat and sleep right now. But he's not. But
it's kind of like your wife after 30 years.
Yeah.
Odie, all they do is eat and sleep and yell at you. You forgot that part.
Is that why you work so much?
I love it. Let me go to work today.
Yeah, right.
He's like, I guess Carson's right about 25 days old.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's still a good one. But we had a good time this weekend. Sure did.
My wife texting saying, yes, it was Gilmore Girls.
Yep.
I hope that old girl ended up marrying somebody in the end. I never heard how it worked out for her there.
Never could get it across the finish line. Huh?
She couldn't. It just wouldn't happen there. Oh, have mercy. It already 10 minutes after the hour. We'll be right back. We're going to talk to Cal. There is a big election tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And this man is up and running here. We'll tell you more about it, what he does for a living now, and how he would help you being a city council member in Meridian. We'll find out about that.
Hi, this is Nick at Doc's Toyota, and we are excited to put you in a new Toyota today. We have no dealer markup, no hidden fees, no hassle, and our inventory is always priced to move. Our top-notch sales department and first-class service after the sale guarantees you a fast and comfortable buying experience like you've never had. So come see why month after month, more and more customers have chose to buy from Doc's Toyota. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook, and remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
My name is Jimmy Copeland, and I'm your independent candidate for mayor, and this is my wife, Mercy. The June the 3rd general election is quickly approaching. Meridian, we need a mayor that will not make empty promises, but actually focus on public safety, living wage jobs, infrastructure, and economic development. We are of the opinion that we must have a fresh start. If we continue to do what we've always done, we're going to continue to get what we've always gotten.
Vote Copeland for mayor, June 3rd.
As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From bogs to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. And welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie this morning.
Yeah, something like it. It's a Monday tongue twister.
It is, and I've been, after I destroyed everything we were going to talk about and had to get it back, I had a major malfunction this morning that threw me off. And I may have to backtrack on something until I learn more about this. This Todd Chrisley knows best.
Right.
Did you watch that interview of what he had to say?
I did watch some of it.
He is claiming that there were a group within the government at that time that if your company made money, they went in and tried to find anything they could. He claims that he never signed those pieces of paper that he was convicted on, that his name was forged, and the other guy admitted that it was forged, that he had nothing to do with it, and that because his company was making money is why they went after him. Now, I have not seen if that is true or not, but that is what his claims are. Still, his wife was convicted along with him. What did she do? And she skipped the press conference because of the hair color thing. And did you hear the breaking news on that?
No.
She's going to stay the same color. She ain't going back blonde.
Really?
Yep. Can't wait till the new show starts.
That's very interesting, yeah. All I remember is him talking about his skincare products up there in the interview, so I was like, well, all right, I think I'm done.
They were promoting at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Up to.
That's right.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You got to make a living somehow or
Yep.
another.
But I do want to study that some more.
Did y'all see the was it Jailhouse Rock when Elvis was in jail and he gets out, is doing well, and the guy finally gets out of jail that was his cellmate? One day somebody's gonna stumble up to the house. Say, hey, remember when I took care of you?
That's
Martha's girl, if y'all remember, showed up.
Sure did.
So I protected you, and you didn't give me anything like you said you would.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me go see Snoop Dogg. He got something for you.
Yeah. Kyle Waller running for as Ward 2, if I'm not
That's correct.
mistaken.
Yep. Ward 2 City Council. Yes, sir.
The election is tomorrow. You've
Yes,
been
sir.
knocking on doors. Tell us about what you've experienced around Meridian.
So, yeah, my door knocking, it's been a very eye-opening experience, if you will. I know just kind of meeting and getting involved with the folks in Ward 2, all over Ward 2, you can tell we got a lot of work to do. There's a lot to be done, and there's been a lot of areas that's been neglected. And so we just have to, again, represent the whole ward evenly and try to do the very best you can for everybody with the limited resources that we have, but also, find avenues and venues of other resource that we can pull in to help the city and the wards out.
So now, for the folks that aren't aware of what you do for a living, explain to us what you do now, and then with what you do, how that kind of would help Ward 2 is your business background with all of this.
So, number one, I've been a Mississippi National Guardsman for 24 years, and also in that capacity, currently, I work out at NAS Meridian at the Regional Counter Drug Training Academy, where we train law enforcement. Obviously, crime right now is a big hot-button issue in the city, and I believe that,
With what you do, it kind of reflects our problem.
That's right. I feel like, on the drug side, obviously, most crime is attached to narcotics of some type. And so with that being said, I feel like, training, and then obviously with the increase in law enforcement, that would be the goal, is to get more law enforcement. But you can't always just police your way out of it. It also is going to have to, we got to address the demand of narcotics, because if you can take that away, then obviously your dealers will have to go somewhere else to find business, if that makes sense. So we need to address that side of it as well.
Yeah, whoever's elected mayor, who they suggested this, the city council needs to really study who they are, make sure that they're the right person for that job, so that this crime spree can come to an end in the Meridian area. And as we look at this, with everything, it has to be some negotiation of working with other council members as you work forward to do this.
Right.
And how long have you been working on this election?
So, been talking about it probably roughly about 2 years. It was one of those things that somebody approached me and said, "Hey, look, we need a good person to run for Ward 2 City Council," just because there's been just issues with, like you say, building those relationships, getting along amongst the council, the mayor, and then getting out into the county government as well. You got to have relationships to get things done. That's what it boils down. And you got to be able to get along with people. I always kind of make the adage, play well in the sandbox, right? And, I don't think we've had that. And that affects your representation. That affects what you're going to have done in your area, in your ward, and ultimately it affects the city as a whole. If you have a council that doesn't want to work with the mayor, obviously that's going to create some issues and not allow us to move forward as we need to. So that's what I hope to bring is not only my skill set and knowledge, and I'm also a business owner in Ward 2 as well, so I have that aspect. So with that being the case, we need a council that's going to work together, work with the mayor, and work with our county and state government to get the things done that Meridian needs.
Now, you're running as, if I'm not mistaken, an independent candidate.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Dwayne Davis is going to be your opponent, and he's running as a Democrat, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
So lots to consider as you head to the polls tomorrow. Tell us this now, out of all the choices that are out there, if you live in Ward 2, why is it that we should choose you? What makes you the better candidate in this to lead Meridian where it needs to go? What separates you from the rest?
Well, kind of going back to what I was just referring to, I have no hidden agendas. I have no personality conflicts with anybody out there. Not to say that we're going to get along and that, or not to say that we're going to agree on everything, because we don't expect to do that. But getting along and trying to work with one another, understanding that we have to agree to disagree at times to move the ball forward. I bring that aspect, as I referred earlier, just with working in law enforcement, currently and training law enforcement. I feel like, the city and county can glean from that type of training. We can specialize or create some courses specifically for what the city police department needs. And then, with my business background, understanding how money works, because, as a council, that's ultimately what our responsibility is to manage the dollars that taxpayers are putting in.
And let me ask this, because this, for some reason, I've yet to understand why it became a political standpoint with the current city council that we have now, when I brought up the fact that they voted for themselves to get a raise if they were to be reelected. It was paying $20,000, now it pays $27,000 a year. In any shape, form, or way, are you running for this office for that, whether it was $20,000 or $27,000? Does it even matter the amount of money that you're paid to be a council person? Is that why you're running?
Not at all. So, to be honest with you, in all transparency, I had no clue as to what the council made up until that actually happened. And so you're correct. $20,000, they gave themselves a $7,000 raise. No issues really in my book on that per se. My bigger issue, and just kind of to convey what I was referring to earlier about working together, is they didn't vote, or they voted against giving the mayor a raise.
Correct.
I'm like, here you are, you're basically running a large corporation of over 300 employees. If you try to go and compare that anywhere, I think the mayor's at $80,000 right now.
Currently, yes.
So if you're going to get good candidates, if you're going to get good folks that want to run and try to make a difference, you got to pay them. They got to be able to feed their family while they're trying to run our city. So for them not to approve themselves a raise but not approve the mayor a raise was eye-opening, and I think very telling.
If I am not mistaken, and Odie, you tell me, doesn't the police chief and also the fire chief make more than the mayor?
That's what I understand. About 5,000 more. Yeah, it's about 5,000 a year more.
They do make a teeny whit bigger than he does.
Yeah, if I'm understanding that correctly, I think it's 5,000 more.
Yeah. Extra when we got up in the police station, they would make double if you would really.
Well,
am I not telling the truth?
That's some money coming. Which, going back for that, you do need to pay our police. The police, it's like, I'll use that analogy of, you want a Motel 6, you want a Holiday Inn.
Right.
Because what you're getting paid now for these men and women to put their life on the line every single day when they get up and kiss their wife goodbye, I expect to go home every day. A cop, there's always in the back of their mind they may not go back home, and they have to look at that life of every day they go on patrol just like that. And we need to pay them a very livable wage to do that job.
Anitra just, and I want to address what she just said. She said $27,000 a year is nothing. Correct. And that's why I pointed this out. For council, you're not running to depend upon this for your salary. It is an additive. At most, you're doing it because you should be doing it because you care about the community.
Right.
And this is your service to it. And this is just, we know that. It's not a lot of money. $20,000 was, by the time taxes are taken out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And Terry and Shannon had a two-part question. One, exactly what do you do at RCTA? And then what other business do you have?
So I'm the deputy director at the academy. And so basically I run the day-to-day operations.
Man, that's a cool school out there. Yeah. Let me tell y'all.
Right here at home.
Yeah.
Yep. So we do what we call green suit training, and we also bring in instructors that are heavily vetted and obviously very experienced in whatever line of teaching or instruction that they have. But ultimately, my job every day is the administration piece. That's what I've done pretty much my entire career in the military. It's just making it happen, and at depending on money, equipment, and people, just making it happen. So I understand that aspect of any type of business. And then getting to the other part of the question. So I have an insurance agency out on 1180, and I've owned that for roughly since 2016. So. I get it. I understand what needs to be done. Some of the things that I've talked about, on the campaign trail is, when we see issues, not turning a blind eye to them and addressing them. There's a population out there that absolutely is not getting served in our ward. If you ride down, around Reese Courts, down 14th or 13th Avenue in those areas, you can tell real quick that there's a lot of underserved areas and areas that just, if they're not going away, okay, we have to address them. That's where a lot of areas where your crime is bred and it's happening because they feel like they can just get away with it and nobody really cares. And I feel like if we start, paying some attention to those areas and kind of highlighting them and kind of improving them, Meridian should improve overall, truthfully.
More coming up with Cal as we get ready for the big election. We'll be there tomorrow night at City Hall as the votes start tumbling in.
Yeah, we'll be set up and keeping you informed on everything at every little minute.
We'll be right back.
Celebrating our 7-year anniversary, Al's Garden and Gift is excited to bring you the beautiful colors of spring to your home. So many bedding and vegetable plants, hanging baskets, roses, and other plants that will bring on the colors of spring. It's the perfect time to spend in the yard. Spruce up lawn and flower beds with fresh sod, mulch soils, and pine straw. Then brighten your day with unique gifts in the shop. Spring is here at Al's Garden and Gift. Bloom with happiness.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. We couldn't help but notice there were blue lights everywhere last night, rushing down North Hill Street. And as we come upon it, we would learn that the Gas and Go once again has been robbed. This is live footage from last night as we arrived on scene. More police officers would arrive. And what happened as the store was closing up, Odie, for the night, a male entered the store with a handgun, demanded the cash, got it, and immediately left. Now, we don't know how much was taken at this point. It's all under investigation. I don't have a description of the man. At the present, when I was there, I didn't get a description of that, but we do know that it was male. I don't know if he was in a car, if he was on foot. But if you'll remember back, this store was plagued with one break-in, one robbery after another, and it eventually closed and sat for the longest with no one in it.
Kind of like the one on Highway 11.
Yeah.
Or 19 or Airport or whatever you want to call it.
It's closed now.
It's closed because of this kind of continuous activity. Why stay in business if all of your hard-earned money is going to be raped from you? And then you got to turn around and tell your insurance company, well, look, I can only afford so much insurance. And the insurance is saying, well, yeah, but you're dangerous. I'm not covering you.
Yeah, and that does happen, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, yeah. I've seen.
If you'll remember, I went to this is a while back, on 18th Avenue, where McDonald's is just down from it.
Yeah.
You have the Mexican restaurant sitting there, and there used to be a bread store, and now it's a tobacco store.
Yeah.
He got robbed so many times that his insurance company dropped him, and then after he got stabbed, he sold out.
Y'all can have it.
And it was a pretty serious wound. He lived, but he got stabbed over a guy trying to take product out of his store. And I say that in just because someone is not robbing you and they're trying to take something from your store, be cautious, because they can be dangerous just as well of trying to shoplift as they are if they were taking the cash.
You know, this isn't going in and trying to steal something and having some thought of being in your right mind. I mean, most of these people are on drugs anyway.
Right.
They're not thinking clear to begin with.
No.
And they don't really care what happens once they're in there. They're already in trouble.
That's right.
So that is a synopsis of what happened there last night. Now, that's not the only thing that went on last night. We would have another break-in before daylight. This was, I want to say, 2-ish this morning. And this is not the first time here either. And again, there's not much to take here, but they continuously still, this is the old AutoZone on 8th Street that sits across from Calvary Baptist. It's a thrift store for needy folks, and it's a good deal on what's in there. And a burglar broke in, busted out again, a small window pane on the front, gained access to the store, got an undetermined amount of whatever it was, and it wasn't a lot, but he did break in. Oh, what's the dog's name? Cujo, is that his name?
Cujo, that mean one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cujo was turned loose.
Oh.
And he tore through the store, and the suspect had went out the back door about the time the police arrived, and he'd gotten away. But Cujo checked it out. He was not there. He means business.
He wasn't inside at that time.
That's correct. But I hate for that to even happen. Again, they work hard to pass along savings to folks that need it.
Sure.
That is not the place to steal from. Shame, 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 and more shame. We did have a shooting over the weekend. Nothing major. It was self-inflicted, as we would learn, and it was a gunshot wound to the leg.
Some folks just shouldn't have firearms.
Chances are it was an empty gun.
I got a nasty message saying that I shouldn't have covered that. I'm sorry, but that is news.
That is news.
I will cover it each and every time this happens.
Well, so you can look at it as, hey, somebody shot themselves. Or you can look at it as, hey, possibly the need for gun safety is getting more and more prevalent every day. Because if you go and ask, I'm just about guaranteed that it was, I thought the gun was empty.
That also, I'm going to play y'all some audio that was sent to me that I just truly cannot translate. There was so much cussing at me during the message that was left for me that I don't quite understand the point they were trying to get. But I'm thinking I'm going out on a limb here. They didn't like me. I'm just guessing.
Well, when people get mad, something like that.
And I had someone else.
I got a little upset Friday night, probably more than my norm, but it wasn't for you.
Did I post one of your family members in jail?
No.
Okay. Well, somebody else got mad at me over that.
I don't laugh at them,
and let me say this again: if I have a family member, I'm going to post them also.
Well,
anybody
proved that?
Correct. If it happens again, I'll repost it. But I had somebody that sent me a message that was upset that somebody that kin to him got put in jail. Well, it's not my fault. It's the facts. If there's a warrant, I'm going to post it. Just plain and simple. If handcuffs go on, we're going to post it. And there was handcuffs involved with this. It's not made up. Now it goes before a judge after that. But when there is a warrant, those are the facts. A warrant was issued. Someone was taken into custody. That's not made up. That's not some lie. That actually happened, which leads us to our next story. Yes, sirree. There we go. Here's one. Highway 493, I first started getting calls of there's a large police presence on Highway 493. And sure enough, as I contacted the sheriff, he said, yes, we just took a suspect into custody tonight. It was Jeremy Spann. He was wanted on a warrant for burglary. Now, this goes back. They've been actively seeking him for about 2 weeks. Now, do I know him? Absolutely not. Yeah. But there was a warrant issued, and when that happens, you're taken into custody.
Well,
plain simple, and that's just the way it works.
That's it.
And that's just saying that there's been enough evidence to say, hey, we really, really, really want to talk to you. But ultimately, the judge and jury, if it comes to that, are the ones that say guilty or innocent.
Right. And I'm telling you, them Lauderdale County Sheriff boys was some kind of busy this weekend. Let's just go on to our next story here, where they were. Do we want to talk about Jerome first, or we need to talk about that? Jerome sits around, and you know how some clean things, he polishes on his handcuffs all the time. Have y'all ever seen Jerome?
Well, he uses them a lot.
He does. I couldn't help but notice as I was sitting at Ernest White Road, I said, what was that?
Oh.
There was a streak, and it looked like Jerome Lee in hot pursuit. So, we got in behind it, and here we go. And this is the scene of where it ended. Motorcycle crash is what happened here. And again, this is on Pine Springs Road, right before you get to the country store.
Yeah.
Multiple deputies would arrive on scene to make this arrest. There was a crash there. And miraculously, after wrecking, as you'll look here, not hurt. I mean, may have had a little scuff, but it was no major injuries involved in this as deputies moved in and made the arrest there. This could have turned out a whole lot different running from the law. Something that you ought not do. Now, do I get it if you've got, I don't know what the man, why he ran, but a lot of people run because they might have something that they don't want police to find.
Yep.
And they got to get rid of it in a hurry. I was seeing bushes checked a whole bunch while I was standing there. I don't know what was found. I went ahead and left, let them get back to what they were doing. We captured the scene and let them finish what they were doing. But
don't get in the way.
Just a fantastic job by the Sheriff's Department. As a matter of fact, they got so good at it this weekend. I want to show you a picture of what all they did take in. I know that's turned sideways, but look at all of that. That's stuff you shouldn't have, isn't it?
Man.
What's that fancy stuff there?
That looks like a little bit of cocaine there.
What's that?
Crack or ice or something like that. And then that's glaucoma medication.
Yeah, I see a bunch of that. Some 20s there.
There's that folding money.
Yeah. And they did take 2 people into custody, as we learned. Here's our suspects in this. And they got to wear the hair-cutting little drape there. Sheriff's Department often loans those out for a few moments there for a picture Kodak moment.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. And it was a search warrant, and they went into a home, and then I think they went into a second home. Wow. So it was a matter of fact, you look into, if you'll look here, Candace Johnson, Demetrius Chantrell, as you'll look at all this, $50,000 bond for both. 1,500 feet of a church. Can't do that. Money was ecstasy pills, illegal drugs, 11 ounces of methamphetamines. You're right. There was a little. You sure know your drugs there, Odie. Have you been to class studying up on all this?
I did go to a class.
All righty there. But again, great job by the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. That's a lot taken off the streets.
Yep.
It will reach someone now, and that's what we're proud of.
A little at a time. That's all it takes. A little at a time.
And we got a lot more stories of things that's gone on over the weekend, things that would thump in the middle of the night.
Yep.
We'll tell you about those next as we get this morning underway.
Throughout this campaign, I've been out in the community, knocking on doors, speaking directly with you about the issues that matter most. I've been present, engaged, and working hard because that's exactly how I'll lead if elected. I'm Dustin Hill, and I'm asking for your vote on June 3rd for Ward 5 City Council. I believe our city deserves someone who shows a high level of leadership, experience, and dedication, and that's the kind of representative I will be because you deserve nothing less. Elect proven leadership on June 3rd. Elect Dustin Hill.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. and tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop. Welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray, along with Otis. We'll just call him Otis for the rest of the show.
That'll work. Somebody don't call me late for dinner. I'll be all right.
Somebody wanted to know who our secret agent was that we've got sitting across from us. Kyle Waller, who is running for city council, Ward 2 in Meridian, came in this morning. And let me say this again. I said this on the first show. We gave a invite to Copeland, Jimmy Copeland, who is running for mayor of Meridian, to come in once last week and again for this morning. And I've gotten no answer.
No answer.
I don't know why he didn't show.
Yeah.
Maybe something has come up, but the invitation was put out, and I want to be very clear about that an invitation for the invite to come to the show to talk about his was offered. He didn't come. Again, I don't know why. Tomorrow morning, Percy Bland will join us. He is supposed to show, unless he's a no-show, which I don't think that will happen. I think he'll be here. And you'll be able to ask some questions tomorrow morning as well. But we hate that he didn't show. I don't know why. Bound to be a perfectly good reason for that. Yeah. And we've had a full week of folks coming in talking about this. And Kyle's asking for your vote. You've been hitting the streets, walking up, down, going, vote for me.
That's right. Yeah, I've been out talking to the folks and really just trying to learn more about my ward, learn more about what needs to be done. Obviously, there's things that me as a citizen kind of see and think we need to address, but as I've been pounding the pavement, yes, we've been learning of all kinds of stuff that needs to be attended to, and it's the simple things that we expect from our city government or our government as a whole, and it's just simple things that, decent streets to drive down, public safety, make sure, flood water is not coming toward my home. Just simple things. I mean, and this is all across the ward. It's not just in, particular pockets. So it's the simple things, and just trying to put that council together that is going to work with the mayor. So often, in times past, you have councilmen that have higher aspirations of becoming mayor or whatever the case may be, and it ends up being more of a sabotage term to where they're trying to set the mayor up for failure. But I feel like we have an opportunity if folks will get out and vote to put a council together that absolutely will work together and are there to be a council for their ward, councilman or councilwoman for their ward. So we have great opportunity ahead of us.
I want to put this up. This is the newly, and we all know that there's been some lines changed a little bit in Ward 2. How do you vote? This is it as we pull this up here. This is from the city of Meridian. This is Ward 2. Starts just kind of north there at Briarwood and comes down Meridian Little Theater.
That's Northwood. Yeah. North and north. So basically what I tell everybody, 10th Avenue and North Hill Street, right there at that corner, and basically southeast of that is Ward 2, east side of Meridian. The way these lines have been, so they call gerrymandered, it is very interesting and hard to keep up with at times, especially when they drop it on you right there at the first part of the election season, right before it's time to vote in the primaries.
So one thing is, when you spoke about this earlier, and that is Meridian's budget, $55 million or thereabout. We're looking probably 4 to 5 years out before this data center really starts showing some money for our area. But now that's possible going to bring $50 million a year coming in for Meridian. So because of one business coming in, doubling the amount of money that can be spent in Meridian. So $50 million will change the way. And no matter what you do, you build everything on a foundation. So if we're looking at this coming in 4 or 5 years, you start building that foundation of what that looks like for Meridian and where that money should go. have you thought about that, and what's your plans to see what Meridian could benefit with this influx of money and what it can do to better itself in the future?
Oh, absolutely. So kind of to your point, I've heard it said that maybe 27, 28 is when that money will start hitting. I'm kind of in the camp that you are. I'll probably be running for potential reelection if elected at that point. Before it even shows up. But with that being said, we know or we pray that this whole thing continues the trajectory we got right now of coming and creating that influx of revenue. I think really it gives us an opportunity as a city to hit the reset button, especially in our infrastructure right now. We have some issues with some penalties we're paying because we've had some sewer water dumping into some natural creeks around the area, and we're getting penalized for that. And so our waste treatment plant, it gives us an opportunity to reset those and build the waste treatment that we need to handle what Meridian's producing. And that would be where I would initially start, and I think it just gives a big opportunity because all those things cost a lot of money.
It really does. It really does.
Now, and I want to say this because I don't know if it's been said publicly, but I think it needs to be said. The data center, it all sounds great and wonderful, but there is no ink signed on this deal.
It's not a done deal.
It is not a done deal.
That's right.
And how we've had ribbon cuttings and all that was kind of stopped. Let's just tell the truth how it all happened. It was ceased so someone else could bid in this, and that's just the facts. Yep. Let's hope that stopping something doesn't run something off.
That's right.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We don't need another loblolly here.
Nope.
And it seems that we just can't get our ducks in a row.
Yep.
And again, let me say, there is no ink. Is it a strong possibility that it's going to happen? It sure is.
Now, let me throw this out. That's not local.
No, it's not done local.
That wasn't
come
done
from Jackson, Mississippi.
Meridian or Lauderdale County. Neither one of those entities had anything to do with this thing stopping. So I don't want anybody to turn around and.
Well, there's no need to jump on anybody locally.
Yeah,
but
right.
this was. It ain't done. And
right.
There's a lot of talk about this, and I don't know that it has been said publicly about this, and it needed to be said.
Yeah.
And Jimmy did say that he did reach out. We didn't receive the comment from him, but he had another event that he couldn't let go. So look, the amount of emails that he gets. So that reply didn't,
but glad to know that.
Not. But
it was
yeah, thank
conflict.
you so much for. Hey, there's a lot of times people wouldn't have even said anything, but you definitely did. So thank you so much for that.
But and again, we will have Percy tomorrow with his opinion. I don't want anyone thinking we didn't give the opportunity to someone. Scheduling just didn't work out there. So there. And
I'm sure it's busy this time of year. This is voting eve, which means y'all got to make a decision tonight, so you can wake up at 7 a.m. and vote until 7 p.m.
That's right. Yeah, kind of going back to your point, we can't count the chickens before they hatch.
That's right.
And, there's been a lot of talk about it during this campaign season about what we're going to do with the money and all these things, but we don't have it. So
we got to make do with what we got.
That's exactly right. And continue to seek out other avenues for funding.
And most likely this term here is not going to have it at all.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's been, like you say, it's been talked about.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. It's wishful thinking to see it in this term for sure.
But I would like to see, you got to look at the foundation. Now's the time to build a foundation and a plan of what you're going to do. Just like some of these college athletes, they're getting out of college with millions and millions of dollars in their pocket. Do they have the foundation to understand the value of what they're getting? So we have to have a council that understands, hey, we've got to prepare for this influx of money if it ever shows up. And if it does, what are we going to responsibly do with it? Just a lot of things that's got to be thought about before you go to the poll. And tomorrow is not a popularity contest.
But unfortunately, here back in the real world,
Yeah.
People never look at anything. They show up and they go, "Oh, I heard that name."
Yep.
And there's a check mark by
That's
it.
exactly it.
This is very true. And you wonder if that's as much the case in a city election. I think some folks just don't care and just don't show up. Truthfully,
We've
just
seen
by
that
the amount of
30%
people.
vote.
yeah. But you're exactly right. They see that whichever signs they see as they're driving to the poll, maybe the one they vote for.
Be an influence.
So I'm making sure I got a sign in their way, on the way. So
You have to have them. The election is coming. And Odie and I will be there. I think Greg will join us. That girl, I think, is going to be out of town for this election, who she promised Odie that she'd be there for this, and she's going to be a no-show.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that?
Did her broom break down?
I think it's been spitting and sputtering.
Don came down to the beach this weekend in his brand new Ford pickup truck.
Nestor?
Yeah. He woke up yesterday to crank it and it wouldn't crank.
Really?
Found on road dead.
New truck and it wouldn't crank?
Yeah. So we've got to figure out if he's going to stay there
I'm
or if we're
offering-
going to go get him today or tomorrow.
We've got to. I hadn't gotten the beautiful bean footage. There is word in town that Don was involved in an altercation. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yes, sir. The Meridian Police Department was chasing somebody, and he got right in there and helped stop them. And the last I heard, it was Nikes going in the air down the hill. Flop, flop, flop. Security. And it was over and over and over. And then here come my cousin.
Oh,
he jumped in there
man.
too, and he flopped down the hill from what I think.
Nice.
But I'm still waiting for if you got video of Don Nestor anywhere, because I hear there was a lot of people going.
Well, let me tell you now, old Don's not somebody you want to have on your bad side, neither.
No, it took 5 people to pull him up.
Yeah. Well, now that was because of his bones crackling and popping. So now, this is an inside joke, but I guess he looked like a sugar cookie.
Okay. More on the way this morning as we get your day started.
Spring is here. It's time to get your lawn looking its best with Kubota mowers. Parish Tractor's Kubota Z232 KW42 is the perfect mower for a pristine lawn. And now, you can own one with payments as low as $95 a month. Visit Parish Tractor today and take advantage of this amazing offer. 2.99% APR financing now through 6/30/25. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
More than a tractor store.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. They carry the Nixon tire with free roadside hazard service, along with high-tread used tires. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows, call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back. I bring this up. I thought I wanted to show you this picture. I think we should. Do you remember in Back to the Future, McFly?
Yes.
Where he had to kiss her.
McFly.
Yeah. All right, let me show you what he looked like. Here he is here in the show, right there.
Yeah.
You got any idea what he looks like now? Oh, let me just.
Are you kidding?
That's him nowadays. A little different there.
All right, scroll back up. All right, right there. Quick view. Who does he remind you of just right off the bat?
Oh.
From the side, we'll go Twinkle Twinkle. Does that give you a hint?
Lucky Star? I was thinking
That's
Merle
right.
Haggard, but he
That's
didn't
right
look like
here.
Merle Haggard. Durwood. Yeah, he does have a Durwood look. Yeah, I have to give you credit on that.
Yeah.
You don't remember Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Star?
I rember Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Star.
That's funny. It wasn't
How I Wonder
Merle's
What You
finest
Are.
song.
Yeah.
But, things that stick in your head for spinning country records for all your life.
Oh, yeah.
You can't shake it. But that one on there.
Wow.
Dak Prescott has a new child. Do you know about this?
Oh, okay.
So congratulations. They got 2 babies now.
Well, he's got the money to support them.
Yeah, he does. And congratulations to them having a second child. Glad for them.
Yep.
Dak. And if he can only learn how to throw the football.
There you go.
Well, if he only learned how to make everybody in front of him happy so they'd protect him.
And that could be the problem. If they ain't, you can't do nothing as a quarterback unless there are people out in front.
You better buy a mistake.
Very true.
Make them bad. That's worse than the mayor and the city council, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
The city council opened up and let the mayor
The repercussions are a lot more.
Didn't that
painful.
movie, The Replacements, kind of center around that to where the
They did open up and let
was-
him get whopped.
Yeah, he was getting whopped, and he had to make them happy to stop all that.
That's right.
That wasn't a bad little movie.
Yeah.
Had Gene Hackman in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get a chance, check that out there. Hey, we followed the Meridian Fire Department. They showed up, and it was nothing to it. I don't want to make anybody jump to conclusions. It was somebody burnt something on the stove is what it amounted. But anytime he goes to a home, we always follow Aldersgate there. And they've done such a fine job taking care of the citizens. It was nothing to it in the end, but the Meridian Fire Department came and they took care of everybody there. And a big thank you to them for what they did.
You know, we did some training with them
Sure did.
just a few months ago of a fire and what to do. And they knew what to do and how to do it. And, they jumped right on there, Johnny, on the spot. And of course, Meridian, it doesn't take them half a second. And they're there. So, outcome was great, no matter what.
It sure was. I'm going to show you this. This happened on, if you're not familiar with where 38 Court is, Highway 39, right before you get to 601 is where this is.
Yeah.
We had an accident there over the weekend, as we show you some footage from that. One of those scenes if you can't buff that out.
Yeah, you're definitely not buffing that one.
And then as the camera rolls this direction, and I can't explain that.
Oh.
Because that's in the wrong lane of travel a good ways up from the accident. I have no clue.
I bet Chet could cut that front end off and stick nothing on there.
Chet's pretty good at stuff like that. Have grinder, we'll travel.
That's right.
We got time. And this is something that you always worry about is when there's an accident, is a secondary wreck happening. And it happened yesterday.
Man.
I-59 around mile marker 121 in a northbound lane, which puts it somewhere around the Jasper, Clark County line.
Yeah.
Just south of Enterprise. As we go there, here's the scene of several cars that were involved. We had this wreck, and then two other cars wrecked at 2 miles back as traffic was piling up. Yeah, one of the bushes there, and then pretty mean lick there. And again, we would have this particular wreck had 3 cars involved, and then the secondary wreck had 2 involved. So it was. And people always, if you're ever waiting in line on an interstate, watch your rearview mirrors and make it to where don't get right up on the bumper in front of you. Make it to where you could dart down the edge of the roadway to get away if you possibly
Even if
could.
you had to dart down in a ditch,
better
somebody
than
will come pull you out. But
That's
you're not
correct.
getting hit.
That's right.
So that's good.
Few details are available at this point, but we do know that a body was found in Stonewall, Mississippi over the weekend, as we would have this on Friday. We have the Clark County Sheriff's Department on scene there. That was River Road. As this took place, the coroner arrived at the scene. It was a female discovered. 2 people taken in custody. We don't know what the charges are at this point. Hopefully, we'll get an update from the police department, the sheriff's department, to find out what went on. And again, it has not been said foul play at any point yet. It's I guess you could call it a death investigation.
That's correct.
So, as we get a little bit more information from Clark County, we will pass that along to you. And we had somebody run over by a car.
That's not good.
It was her own car.
Oh no!
And that can happen anyway. She made a comment in the post of it rolled over her ankle is what it did. This was out at Bonita Lakes as that happened there. And cars will get you. I can't count how many times I've pulled up on the phone in the yard and thought I'd put it in park and then open the door and then realize, oh, it's not in park.
Well, you got one of them push-pull button things.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like a key that you stick in.
You got to push button to start, and then you don't have a gear shifter.
No,
either,
it's push button too. And you know how many times I push button the park button trying to crank it?
Yeah, I had an experience when I was young, trying to pull in a 5-speed, in a garage.
Yeah,
and
wow,
had 1 foot out, 1 foot in, and 3 pedals. Right, so I'm just going to dump the clutch, pop it up in the garage, and once I pushed the clutch back in, realized that I needed the other foot for the brake. So it didn't end well. Life lesson. I was probably 14, 15.
Explain that to your daddy.
Yeah, exactly. That was the hard conversation.
She rolled over her foot, not her ankle.
Okay.
Well, prayers are with you on that because it's still not going to feel good.
No, it ain't going to feel good. Yeah. And again, this can happen to absolutely anyone.
Oh, yeah.
I have watched people, especially when I was a kid, hauling hay. If you remember jumping in and out of trucks, how often that.
Well, we were in the parade not too long ago, and Rob run over my foot on that trailer. I knocked all y'all off the trailer.
It flopped.
That thing come up, I was like, ugh. Everybody says, "You all right?" I will be.
The funny part was not that Odie got run over. It was Odie's reaction of his face when he got run over.
Right.
Well, I'm glad he didn't stop, though.
Made it quick, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, things happen like that.
Oh, man.
I don't like the push button. And I'm learning on this push button. And let me ask this, law enforcement. I've seen the training. You know how you're out at the airport, they go out there and do that, and they swing the car around and they drive. How do you do that with these push button doodad? Have y'all attempted that in training?
So we haven't, but that's a very good question.
Because a lot of law enforcement have gone to the Tahoe like I've got, and that Tahoe is
that's
push
right.
a button.
And I think for a lot of, I think you can get either or. So I would assume that they could probably outfit it and make sure that they have the shifter they're going to need, obviously to.
I want that. I want that other shift. I did not realize how much I jank up there all the time.
Yes.
It's just different, y'all. It's like wearing a pair of shoes that you're not real comfortable with. It don't feel right. You can't explain it, but it just ain't right.
Yeah.
So a lot of cars are changing to that. So
yeah, it's getting back to the. You used to have the old Plymouth had that push button. Transmission.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, and kind of going back to your point about a lot of the vehicles now, if your door is open, you cannot put it. It's going back into park immediately.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of your newer vehicles immediately will shift back if your speed is not excessive, but. Yeah, it'll go back into park and lock you up. I mean, it'll stop you before. So maybe to prevent getting your ankle run over.
I just tickled that I can go, hey, take me to such and such on such and such, and it shows me a map.
Yeah.
This new technology from where I was back in 2004,
right,
and I moved to the new world, is like daylight and dark, y'all. It's amazing that it would, and I could actually play, which I can't listen to music because it takes away from what I'm doing, but you could actually play your phone in the car now.
Oh, yeah.
That was not available in 2004.
That is correct.
You had to have the CD that you had to chase around the floorboard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that woman that told me, why don't you use your Bluetooth? So I ain't got one.
I got a white dude.
I got a speakerphone.
Yep.
That's back when you had to drive with your niece so you can open up your CD case and dig through it real quick.
That's a fact.
We've all been there.
Oh, man.
More on the way as we wind up your morning here at the Scotty Ray and Odie as we get you started to expect.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Our police officers are overworked and underappreciated. When we don't support them, crime thrives. As mayor, I will increase officer pay, improve benefits, and recruit top talent to ensure we have a fully staffed, well-trained force protecting our community. Together, we'll invest in technology, partner with state and local agencies, and make Meridian a safer place.
On June 3rd, vote for Percy Bland, paid for by Percy for Mayor campaign.
Hey, welcome to Kia Meridian.
They can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, best city of buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Grass cutting season is here, and if you need a new lawnmower, drop in and visit our friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have the size yard you have. Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Visit our friends at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494. Well, I got to talk again. I was trying to get there. It is definitely Monday morning as we get ready for another big day. And, of course, as always, we'll keep you updated with what's going on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, any news that happens to pop up. We'll let you know about that. Again, we want to remind you, hard and heavy, there is an election. This guy right here is running tomorrow.
Yes,
Cal.
sir. Yes, sir. Yep, running, trying to get it done tomorrow. We need folks out to vote. That's really what's going to drive this thing is folks getting out to vote. So if you think for whatever reason that your vote doesn't necessarily matter, or if there's a situation where it won't really make a difference, no, it absolutely will, because I think a lot of these elections are going to come down to potentially just double digits, one over the other. So yes, folks have to get out and vote.
I do that. The polls will open up at 7 a.m. tomorrow, close at 7 p.m. We'll go live soon after that to tell you about how you voted. We'll be as accurate and quickly as we can get our information, our little sticky fingers on all of those ballots as we get that taken care of tomorrow night.
Definitely come to you live again. And
what is there anything big going on this week? Or is it just we're getting into summertime and everybody's kind of on vacation at this point?
I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people were at the beach. Please, people still look. Well, we don't have rip currents around here, but they do down there at the beach. So many people go to the beach, have fun, get in the water, have some great memories, but be careful and learn rip currents and how to spot them and what to do, because it is a tremendous amount of death that happened at the beach because of a rip current. I don't have the numbers, and I usually keep up with them, but I'm going on statistics just this summer, and we just really started. Mm-hmm. There's probably already 25 to 40 deaths due to a rip current this year alone already. Please be careful. Please be safe. A rip current is going to stop throwing you out in the middle of the ocean. You just got to not panic. But learn that.
Easier said than done, right? Don't panic.
Yeah.
I woke her up. I'm trying to panic. I want to say a big thank you. I had an opportunity yesterday afternoon, and I've been to several of these events. Neil Henry does so much behind the scenes.
He does, yep.
Is helping these kids. They had awards day yesterday at MCC's field. And we went out and we took part in this. And I've still got probably 50 to 80 pictures that we've got to load from this event. But I thought we'd show you some of these as we came up to this. The kids were just absolutely amazing as we came in and came out on the field, and they got their awards for participating. They've done a fantastic job.
That is awesome.
And as we go through this, and I've still got the adult pictures to get posted up, but just a simple thank you for everything they did for these kids. It was
awesome.
Very, very special. And again, it just goes on and on. We got probably 40 pictures here, but I got another 80 or so to get loaded there of all the different people that participated and took part of this. And just a big thank you to everyone that let us be a part of that little program there to help out the kids.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, that's what life is about. So
that's
keep
exactly
that in
right.
mind.
That's exactly right.
Yep, that is it.
It is not what you got, but what you leave on this earth. And
that's
that
fact.
Dash in between those two dates.
That's correct.
It. That's it. Yep.
Behave and don't be acting ugly.
Yep.
That's right.
We got any birthdays this morning?
We do, and you just spoke about one of them and what he did Saturday for these kids. Well, Neil Henry had a birthday Saturday. Well, he didn't tell nobody.
No, he didn't bring it up.
Joe Harding over there at Simmons Record got a birthday yesterday. Emily Robinson, Kim Sparrow Ford, Jennifer Highthorne White, and Chris McKinnon all celebrated yesterday as well. And today, James Moorhead, Brandy King, Caitlin Garrett was 19 years old yesterday. Wesley Allen Carlisle was 38. Kelvin and Jennifer Hyatt, 35-year wedding anniversary. Kelvin said he woke up this morning, looked at her, and says, "Baby, it's been the best 35 years of your life."
How'd they go over?
I don't know. He hadn't heard back from him yet. Jace Jordan's 12, and Mike and Wanda Cheney celebrated 41 years over there in Little Rock. So happy anniversary and birthday to everybody.
I did not realize that this had been 17 years in the making, but Lori Morgan, Dear Me, Something in Red, Except for Monday. Her husband passed away over the weekend. I didn't know she'd been married to the guy 17 years.
Wow.
Of course, she was married to Keith Whitley. He deceased, and then Sammy Kershaw's career died. She was married to him too, and numerous boyfriends along the way. But
I'm not.
he passed away this week, and condolences to him.
Absolutely. Yep.
I did not realize honestly that she'd been married to that guy for that long.
Yeah.
But he was 72 rather. Had mouth cancer. Oof. That stuff is, and RFK taking over.
Right.
Has the stuff that we've been eating
contributing to all of this?
Yeah. Yes, I definitely say that.
Have to,
yes.
right? Have to, yeah.
These old additives that they've added to everything.
And if they get rid of an additive, don't just go change the name and put it right back in there. That if you really do care about the United States and the people, that's okay. Go ahead and do what you want here. There's a judgment right up there. That's going to be your telltale.
And I can't help but think that the large obesity that we have across the U.S. has contributed to products that are also put in our foods and drinks that we ought not have.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We're the fattest nation there is.
Yeah,
that is true.
I'll tell you, just from my experience and being deployed and spending a little time in Europe. Last time I was in Germany, we visited a McDonald's, and I will tell you, the quality of McDonald's food in Germany versus here, just totally different worlds. It was almost gourmet in Germany, because they don't have all the additives. They don't.
Right.
It's all natural. Everything that they use. And it is amazing to see, and I think people would actually frequent McDonald's more, obviously, if they added the other way. Absolutely.
It's like RFK said, if they can do it there, they can do it here. It's already there. They're not redeveloping anything.
Absolutely.
You're trying to say, like, if we were to put a manufacturing plant, we could build it here?
Yeah.
No, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a thought. Who would even want to? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Folks, we want to say thank you. Kyle, we can't say thank you enough for coming in and spending some time with
appreciate
us today.
appreciate you for having me. Yes, sir.
We got to depart, and as always, we leave with a good note. What do you got for us today?
So we're going to go right here, and the good Lord's going to take us to Matthew 18. And he said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever cometh one such child in my name welcomes me." Man, I tell you, that's we've got to keep him in our heart, and we've got to ask for forgiveness every day, because we all sin. Friday, I got a little upset, got a little overheated, and probably said a few things that I shouldn't have said, but I had to turn around and get back over to God and ask him to come in and give me the peace that I needed. Every single day, we have to invite him into our heart. Because every single day could be the day that we meet him. We have to be prepared. Y'all have a wonderful day. We love you. We'll see you in the morning. Remember, do your education. Go vote for the future of what God said, our children. Y'all have a wonderful day.